Here to react, former Tucson police officer and co-founder of Blexit, Brandon Tatum. Brandon, thank you very much for being here this morning. Appreciate it. So the idea that you get rid of bail altogether nationwide, so it's a federal mandate, what would that do?
Well, I'll say this, man. In the words of my grandmother, these people are as nuttier as a king-size Snicker bar. They're out of touch with reality. This is a spit in the face of law enforcement all around the country, and it's going to create crime. Listen, if you commit a crime, you go to jail, you know there's no leverage point for you to come back and return. You're going to go back into the communities. You're going to consistently commit crimes. I was a police officer. I remember arresting people. They get out. We arrest the same people 10, 15 times. So it's a bad idea, but it's done by politicians that want power more than they care about the American citizens.
What are they hoping to achieve? I mean, they say, you know, folks that are less fortunate can't pay that, and therefore they're stuck in jail. But you point to the idea of accountability. If you don't have bail, what assurance do you have they're actually going to show up?
Well, just because you're poor don't mean you're ignorant, right? It's not like you wake up one day, you fall out the bed, and you fall into committing a crime. I mean, this is a deliberate act. People who are just jaywalking or walking across the street are not getting bail. It's people who are committing real crimes. Somebody who's assaulting another person, robbery, all of the above. So these are people who do crimes. They need to be held accountable. And if you don't want to worry about paying a bail, then do not commit a crime. It's very simple.
That seems straightforward to me. Well, the mayor of New York City, Bill de Blasio, we've seen crime spike in this city. He says the state's bail reform law is to blame. Watch.
We did see some impact in terms of crime numbers going up, but much more intensive impact in January when the law took full effect. There really do not appear to be a lot of other contributing factors at this moment. The reform is the right thing to do. But when you apply a major change, sometimes you see there's unintended consequences.
Hold on, there don't seem to be many other contributing factors. Is the mayor ignoring his relationship with law enforcement in this city?
Well, this guy is out of touch with reality. Law enforcement in his city, they cannot stand him. They have no trust, no confidence in him. This is crazy. I believe that he should be charged. He should be held accountable for the deaths of citizens as a result of his policies. We've already seen, and I remember reading a story about a man who was drunk driving. This is a third DUI. He killed a family, killed a young man in the family who was an aspiring person who just graduated college. What is he doing? He's walking out on the street the next day. This guy has a habitual problem and is going to commit crimes and hurt other people. These politicians should be held accountable. No excuses about it. They should be held accountable. The American people deserve better, especially the citizens of New York, and they're trying to spread this bullcrap around the whole world.
Well, yeah, and
we
he's
need
trying
to stand up against it. We need to speak out against it.
Oh, it's not my policing policies. It's Albany imposing this law that I agree with, but we just need to change it. I mean, the guy seems to be as out of touch with the reality of his city as anybody. Real briefly.
Yeah, he's completely out of touch with reality. People need to vote these individuals out. They need to hold them accountable. The American citizens are more important and should be protected more than criminals in this country.
Well said. Brandon Tatum, thank you very much for your service and your time this morning. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.